All right, brothers and sisters, let's shake things up and go for a walk. Man, Cardio Miracle. I'm going to be meeting up with one of the lead people of that company, Josh Hewlett. I think he's the son of the owner, but don't get me wrong. And we're meeting up in Sandy and doing a little infomercial about my weight loss. And it wasn't Cardio Miracle that helped me lose the weight. And I'm talking a lot, and I won't disclose that yet. But what did happen is that Cardio Miracle supplemented a lot of that, most of that, and helped me feel like I wasn't missing anything. That stuff is amazing. It's amazing for my oxygen levels. I'm still learning and growing from that, and it's incredible. If you're interested, check this out.
I'm drinking Cardio Miracle, and they asked me to, they're sponsoring me now. Nice. And I'm new to it, but I'm going to tell you, man, I've been using this for about a week, and I feel great, and that is no joke.
If I could have, I would have started taking this when I was 20.
It's like a secret weapon to your health.
Cardio Miracle has been a game changer in my life.
I feel good all over when I take it.
Cardio Miracle has created a pathway for me to be healthy.
This is something that's actually made a huge difference.
Cardio Miracle is one of the best things that ever happened to me.
For me as a doctor, I have seen Cardio Miracle improve the lives of many of my patients with many different types of chronic conditions.
Cardio Miracle has extended my husband's life.
Cardio Miracle has saved our life. Literally.
I don't know anything more powerful than to say, I have my own family doing this.
If you're not doing it, Jay, you need to get on it, and I'll give you 15. Everybody that signs up with me now, there's the QR code right there. You just put your phone up to it, and you get it, the link, and then go to. Yep. Or the link is in my description field, and you go to buyproduct.cardiomiraclehealth.com. That's buyproduct.cardiomiraclehealth.com. And I'm still learning about it, but it is basically, it is exactly what it says, and it's delicious. Even though it's delicious, I mix it with grape flavored drink. You can mix it with juice, anything you want, or you can drink it plain. And you just drink 2 servings a day. Most people do, 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening. And it's the ultimate solution for cardiovascular health and overall well-being.
Okay, picture this. My wife and I are we're lounging on the couch, scrolling through our phones, when she suddenly bursts out laughing. What if, she says, between giggles, and I'm laughing later, but in the next temple update, Satan is portrayed as a woman. So I thought about that for a while, and I chuckle, but then it hits me. This joke touches on something deeper about equality, diversity, and our faith, basically. By the way, those palm trees, I thought we were by the palm trees. All the palm trees in California are dying because those kind of palm trees, do you see that one over here and the one that's cut off at the top? They're not supposed to be here. They survive on tropical weather, but there are some palm trees that we can have. So, okay, back to what I was talking about. So yeah, the joke about Satan, we didn't really believe Satan was going to be in the temple, right? We never believed that a woman would be depicted as the adversary. But the point we were making was the woke point, right? That something deeper about equality, diversity, and our faith. When good intentions basically go sideways. Sorry. Pest control guys. All right. Now imagine you are at a potluck. You're at a ward potluck. Brother Johnson, bless his heart, he's fiction, decides it's time to challenge gender norms. Everybody, see, Satan does not want me to do this. He shows up with a beautiful decorated cake, proclaiming men can bake too. Meanwhile, Sister Thompson arrives with a toolkit, ready to fix that wobbly pulpit. Equality in action, right? Yes, we don't have a problem with that. But then things get interesting. Brother Johnson insists on taking over nursery because childcare shouldn't just be a woman's job. Look at that haunted house. Look at this. I can't stand mulberry bushes, fruitless mulberry bushes. I grew up around them. Mulberry trees, sorry. That one needs to be cut bad.
And that is definitely where a witch lives.
All right, so Brother Johnson insists on taking over nursery, right? Because childcare shouldn't just be a woman's job. Sister Thompson demands to be assigned as Elders Quorum president. Suddenly, our well-intentioned push, right, for equality has turned our ward into a sitcom. Wouldn't you say? Look at that train. There's a train. There's the American flag. Lots of conservatives here in Central California. You will see the flag waving everywhere. Not the LG plus flag, which is basically neo-Marxism. Look at, doesn't look any different probably from where you guys live, right? So this silly scenario, what does it illustrate? It illustrates a serious point, brothers and sisters. Sometimes in our eagerness to break down barriers, we might accidentally bulldoze valuable distinctions. So how do we rethink patriarchy? I'm going to get really serious here. The first thing we do is we don't accept or acknowledge that it ever existed. I know some of you are like, Troy, it did though. I'm a conservative, I'm not woke, but patriarchy existed, all right? I have the values that most of us do, but we needed a change. Well, first of all, women got to vote, and I think that's great, but not all men voted either. And I think it's great that all men, eventually all people voted. But the reason that men were voting before women is because men were the financial people and the people that dealt with the banks and businesses and stuff. So it was logical for the wife not to be involved in that stuff because she was rearing others. And let me get into that for a second, okay? Let's time travel, shall we, as we walk? Let me get a drink. Happy Halloween. There's another mulberry tree. Can't stand them. Have you ever had not a pluout, but everywhere when I was a kid we had, what were they called? Those little orange things. They're kind of like apricots. I'm gonna go to a tree right now and show you. See, these palms are good, I think, here. They can exist, but not these big tall ones that are drying out like that one. See it way over there? You see that? See that way over there? See those palms? We have a lot of them. Anyway, let's time travel for a second. Back a few centuries, actually. Let's time travel a couple centuries back. We often picture a world where men ruled with iron fists, and we do, while women meekly obeyed. But was it really that simple? I know you guys are like, get to the point, but those are I grew up with these, what were these called? Doggone it. And you can eat them. They're like little teeny oranges. But you eat the whole thing. Isn't that neat? All right. Oh, this is nice. This is so sweet. Okay, picture this. It's 1750, and we're peeking into the Jones family. All right, into their home. Mr. Jones is out working the fields from dawn to dusk. He comes home exhausted, hands over his earnings to Mrs. Jones, and collapses in bed, right? Like a good, hard-working man. Hello, miss. How are you? Oh, okay. Meanwhile, Mrs. Jones has been running a tight ship at home. She's managing the household budget, deciding which of the kids gets new shoes this month, and subtly steering her husband's decisions with well-timed advice. I got to get away from these lawnmowers. It's morning time, right? Who's really in charge here in the home? It's not as clear-cut as we might think, right? He's working all day. Who's making the decisions? The mama. And a lot of times 200 years ago, 300 years ago. So let's rethink patriarchy, okay? Now, fast forward to the Revolutionary War. While men are off fighting, who's keeping society running? Women are. Remember World War II, who were working in the factories? Women. Women are managing farms during this time too. Businesses and entire communities. They're not just baking pies, they're baking the foundation of a new nation, brothers and sisters, a nation that got us to Americana. See that American flag? Look at this home. I love this 1970s, 60s style homes with the stone in the wall. See that? That's Americana, brothers and sisters. So let's talk about the Equality Balancing Act. All right? Do you see what I'm saying though? Men and women built this nation together. There was no such thing as patriarchy. When you get down to the fundamentals, which we might someday, maybe after some cataclysmic event or war or whatever, it'll go back to that. So what's the takeaway here? As we strive for equality and diversity in our faith and society, look at that house. I'm going to take you over there. We need to be like master chefs. Like a chef, like a master chef. It's all about balance. Balancing the ingredients, right? We want to create a dish where every ingredient shines, not a bland puree where everything tastes blasé or the same. Look at that. That's a Halloween house.
Before I forget, brothers and sisters, if you are enjoying the content, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ding the bell for notifications. Your support means the world to me and helps the channel grow. And hey, if you want to contribute to the program, I do prefer Venmo first, then Cash App, then PayPal, then Zelle. And I've got cool products. I got cool merch. That's all being designed. I get a percentage of it. And that's if you're interested. Remember, your comments are what keep this community thriving. So drop your thoughts below. And if you're feeling extra generous, consider becoming a YouTube member or sending a super thanks right there. The button's right below the screen during our videos. Now back to the topic.
Maybe instead of trying, brothers and sisters, to make everyone fit the same mold, here's the point. We know that Satan's not going to be portrayed in the temple. But look at Snow White and all these things, right? Look at that dirt road. I'm just kind of showing you my environment. There's America. This is the San Joaquin Valley of California. How you doing, brother? I'm showing people out of state that there's conservatives here. Right? We are Americana.
I don't know, maybe he wasn't.
So in our quest, instead of trying to make everyone fit in the same mold, we celebrate our differences. That's what we do. And perhaps true equality isn't about erasing gender roles, but about valuing each role that we do have equally. Why can't we just value the roles equally instead of saying this role is better than this role? Do that. All right. So, we have a quest for progress. So we can't forget. Let us not forget the wisdom in our history that I've been talking about. After all, if we're not careful, we might end up with Sister Satan in the temple, right? And trust me, nobody wants to see those shoes with that dress in the temple, right? How are you guys? Good. So what do you think? Has our push for, what would I say? Here's another flag right there. What do you guys think? Has our push for equality ever backfired in your ward? Share your thoughts, brothers and sisters, in the comments. Imagine you're watching a classic movie, let's say The Wizard of Oz. Now, picture the Wicked Witch of the West suddenly being portrayed by a man. It'd be cool, right? But it wouldn't be the same. It would throw you off, right? Because we've always known that Wicked Witch. And women are scary. They make good horror villains. They do. They scare the crap out of me. That's kind of what we're dealing with when we talk about Satan's portrayal in the scriptures, or LDS teachings, or the scriptures. So if you talk about the devil in the details, here's a wild thought. What if Lucifer had been cast as a female character in the plan of salvation? Let's go back to that, okay? It's not just about gender. It's about the entire narrative that we've built our understanding on. Remember the time in Sunday school when you first learned about the war in heaven, the drama, the high stakes, the cosmic battle between good and evil. That's powerful. That's some powerful storytelling. And it's not just a story. Every good scripture needs and has naturally and truthfully a compelling antagonist. But here's the thing, it's not fiction, it's real. It's more than just a pronoun, brothers and sisters. Satan is real. And he's evil, and he doesn't want our best interest. This isn't just about pronouns or political correctness. It's about the power of symbolism in our faith. Think about it, okay? The prodigal son. What if as the prodigal son, it was a prodigal daughter instead? How about the good Samaritan? How would the parable change if it was the good Samaritan woman? Maybe not much. But these aren't just stories. They're real. That's my point. They're vessels, and there's reasons. It's a nice car. Thank you. Can I show these people? Can I go like this? Do you mind? Okay. I do a little YouTube channel, and I'm showing people kind of where I live, and that there's little homes in the valley. This is the San Joaquin Valley, and this guy has a, what kind of car is that?
It's a 61 Ford Thunderbird.
Wow. I love the old black license plates.
Yeah.
That is so neat. I just bought a 96 Buick, even though that's considered vintage now, but it it wasn't vintage 20 years ago, or actually 30 years ago, but it seems so now.
Yeah.
And it's just funny the redundant things that the fixtures and the redundant little things that they do, like the trunk shutting by itself.
Yeah.
It's like we don't care about those things now.
No. No, this one was in a junkyard. I got it out of a junkyard. They were going to scrap it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is so neat.
I got a lot of work in it.
Well, I graduated in '89. I'm 53, but I remember cars like this were just, they weren't classic.
Yeah.
Cars from the 50s were. These were like in the junkyard, but now
Oh yeah.
they're valuable as heck.
Yeah, they are. These are hard to find now.
Yeah. Hey, you take care, brother.
You too. Have a good day.
You too. Like I was saying, these aren't just changing stories. They're vessels carrying truths, and very serious truths. Changing them isn't like swapping out furniture. Yeah, you can have a Good Samaritan woman, and you can have any of these characters. You can have the prodigal daughter. But I want to stick to what Christ did. But it's more, I would say, like rearranging the bones in a skeleton. Picture this, you're playing chess and suddenly someone tells you the rook can move diagonally. It would throw you off your whole game, right? That's what altering fundamental symbols in our doctrine do. Elder Holland once compared our struggle against temptation to a cosmic chess match. I'm going to start walking back. In this game, knowing your opponent's moves is crucial. Changing Satan's portrayal would be like changing the rules mid-game. We live in a world that's rightfully pushing for more equality and presentation. So how do we balance that with maintaining these age-old symbols? I like that house right there. The keystone. Where's the keystone? There's another flag. It's like trying to renovate a historic building. You want to make it accessible and modern, but you also want to lose the features that make it special in the first place. Right? So let me wrap it up as we come around the corner. Here's I would say the $1 million question. What's $1 million anymore, right? Or should I say the million subscriber question? How do we move forward? How do we embrace progress while honoring tradition? Maybe it's not about changing, brothers and sisters. I know I'm preaching to the choir. Maybe it's not about changing the symbols, but about changing how we interpret them. Maybe it's about recognizing that these portrayals are more about roles than they are about gender. What do you think? Is there a way to have our cake and eat it too, brothers and sisters. Until next time, keep questioning, keep growing, and staying faithful, my friends. How are you guys? Do you guys love Jesus? Yes. All right. God bless you. All right. I think I'm going to go for more walks. I'll see you guys next week.